And his man, his boy, far up. Where you gotta do destruction by go, that type of shit.
Came through there, every blood that came through there, he was doing them bad. He stabbed, put peanut butter in their butt, knocked out Jack. Just whatever you just always heard some crazy stuff. Lee had the knife, bloody knife in his hand, and was like, Foley, Crip, move. Foley, Crip, move.
Hey, shout out Respectable Rants, by the way. Yeah, so we gonna collab this thing on up with Respectable Rants and Rap News Street Politics with Gang. You know what I mean?
Where he's doing his time in High Desert State Prison and is eligible for parole in 2035. Now let's talk about...
He ain't even read the charges. He ain't even read none of this shit to us. Don't even trip. We're going to get into that, though. Rap News Street Politics got us covered.
This Crip Mac trickery and how he stole his YouTube.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
He's not going to rip you off like Mr. Lovejoy and try to take everything.
Yeah.
His boyfriend in prison on the 4-yard wants everything.
That's another thing.
Do I know?
No, you don't
I don't know.
You don't never want to meet this.
Wow.
If I tell you cut name, you're gonna be like, oh, just leave that shit.
I already know.
Christopher Lovejoy is still choosing to use it, right?
Cause has a man. He has a grown man. A grown man. Far out. Where you gotta do destruction by go, that type of shit.
Now you can see why they call him the Boogeyman. People never mention his name, but I'm gonna explain to you why he's the owner of CME Records and show you the proof. These are the people that stole Crip Mac's YouTube. As you can see here, Cutthroat Music Group is a record label that nobody
Yeah, C-Max should be short, too.
really knew who owned it. Right here, Victoria Ferguson is the manager and chief executive. But just last year, October 31st, her and Foley were sued, and this is why. And as you can see right there, instead of renovating the plaintiff's home, they signed it over illegally, so clearly they have a bunch of business ventures together.
50K from the police department, that's a score. You know what I mean? But we're going to get into it. I think we're going to get some details about it in this one.
Rap News Street Politics, the best hood channel on YouTube, and we back in them West Side 40s, but we gonna talk about somebody whose name is really ringing bells right now behind the walls. Andre McClellan, aka Foley. Now I know a lot of y'all that heard a lot of situations about Foley from other channels that have shared his situations that he's encountered in the county jail. Now we gonna speak on the situations that's transpired that ended him up in the county jail and currently in High Desert right now. Now the 40s have been real hot right now, man, especially with 4 Extra, X4, C-Star, Munchie B. We seen this coming a long time ago with the 40s, with being the most spoke on hood right now in LA, which is why last year we did post a question on if the 40s was running LA right now in terms of their presentation to the masses, man. And you know, I think that was a good argument to have, especially being that LAPD still considers these dudes one of the top 10 gangs in the whole city that they target, and that's a fact. But lately, things have kind of shifted between some of their homies, especially X4 and 4 Extra, and now we have Spody Face involved in this as well. So it seemed like some lowball betrayal has been happening. But this is not the first time we spoke on something like this with the 40s.
Hey, shout out Rap News Street Politics, bro. You definitely, yeah, you be doing your shit for sure.
Going back to when we spoke on 4 Extra being shot by one of his homies from 40s. And when we spoke on S-Bone being shot by one of his other homies from 40s. But now we talking about Foley and his situation that he's had with other members from 40s, as well as his work that he's put in that's ended him up in the situation that he's in right now.
In there, if you was somebody, if you was a powerhouse, Foley needed you, he wanted you in that module. Foley is a chess player, you feel me? And he's active. Big old sized up light nigga, y'all see pictures of him. And he play. So yeah, he had 4,700. And everything that came through there, you feel me? Every red rag that came through there, every blood that came through there, he was doing them bad. Him.
So like I said, Andre McClellan, a well-known member, especially right now, to the internet and to this Lamar Park section. This dude is 36 right now, but we got to rewind the clock to when he was 21, back in his hood. So back in October 2010, Foley had got out of jail on a grand theft not too long before this time, and he was still a young...
Damn, so he 36, so him and 4Extra about the same age, huh?
...member. And he had a homie by the name of Christopher Salico, whose pops was also Christopher Salico and owned a dry cleaning business on King called Jimmy's Dry Cleaning in the middle of Foley's hood. Now, it's said that the elder Salico used to try to game up other members from Foley's, trying to get them out the streets, point them in a better direction. But Salico had made a statement to the police saying that pretty much Foley was a lost cause since he got out of jail recently. He couldn't speak the positivity in the Foley. He couldn't tell him to leave the hood alone. And he also couldn't tell him to get away from his son, the younger Salico, who was also an admitted member from Rollin Foley's. On October 27, 2010, Foley and another member from Foley's named Touche, Leandre Hebert, had popped into the dry cleaning business and got down on Christopher Salico trying to rob him. Now, like I said, this dry cleaning business is owned by the father of another dude from Foley's. And the father knows Touche and Foley. These niggas still robbed this dude. He was shot. It said that Touche flashed a pistol and made this dude come up off it in the dry cleaning spot. Now, of course, after these dudes dip out, he tries to call his son, Foley and Touche homie, who's also from Foley's, but he couldn't reach him, so he ended up just calling the police. And it was very easy for this dude to identify both Foley and Touche, being that these was dudes around the neighborhood that he would talk to all the time and try to give game to.
Sam, right in the homie wash house business? That's crazy. The homie dad, really, but I mean, that's, you know, that was gonna cause some conflict. Let's see.
So it was kind of odd that these dudes would rob kind of like a hood business, a hood store. But it was kind of clear that they really wasn't feeling Salico's son, and they felt like Salico spent too much time trying to convince homies to lead a set and not participate. So not too long after the situation, police arrest Foley on October 29th and arrest Touche November 2nd, 2010. Now, after these dudes went down for this situation, it comes out that Touche was actually a state's witness against his own homie from Foley's on a murder that happened in 2009, just a year before this situation. And Touche tried to use this to get the gang enhancement dropped from him, saying that he wasn't even an active member. And it seems like Foley knew that Touche was a snitch as well, because he also tried to use that to prove that since Touche wasn't an active member of the Foley's and stayed in the Fire Tray Avalons, and the business was owned by the father of a dude from Foley's, that this robbery wasn't done for the betterment and the enhancement of the gang. So they tried to both use this card of Touche being a witness to get the gang enhancement charges dropped.
Touche in there programming he in there hub.
But it didn't work, man. Touche was also named in the Foley injunction a year prior to him being a witness in 2008, where he was a documented active member from Foley's, along with dudes like Baby KS and Doty. Not Doty 6, another one of the Dotys. But a lot of people was named in that injunction. Touche was one of them, so he couldn't dodge his gang enhancement. But I don't know what was going on at this time to where Touche was kind of excused. It seems like by Foley and other dudes from Foley's in that situation where he took the stand on his homie. But then they turn around and rob one of their homies' people's businesses.
Crip, dark side Crip, and
what I was
everything.
just
We
saying,
do everything over here.
You got
we do everything in the dark.
even smokers and stragglers.
School. Boom.
So this is what we
Sam, he say even smokers and scragglers. Come on, give him a stall him out, bruh.
talking about when we talk about the situation between 4Extra and X4. Every hood got these internal beefs and internal conflicts in them. Not just the Foley's, but with the Foley's having one of the biggest names right now. As of today, these dudes is on the tip of everybody's tongue. These internal conflicts are being magnified. But this is what happens when you blow up this fast. The Foley's to the entertainment world are blowing up extremely fast. In the last couple years, they got a lot of shit coming out their section. And rightfully so, a lot of these dudes are presentable to the masses. 4Extra is like the new C-Mac to the internet. They love that dude. X4 was going crazy. Spody Face, Hoodie Hood. Backstreet Baby probably had the hardest song I heard since that Not a Regular Crab by Munchie.
If I see Jack, I'm spazzing out. When I see P4, I'm crashing out. Mad North lacking, gas him out. I'm from the gang where we not giving passes out. Slid on the stains, I'm hunting in the snoopers, trying to blow a trap brain. I got a 50 and 100 to let you know it's not a game. I kid smokers, we are not the same. I do what I want.
Coming out the city, as well as some
That nigga hard right there. I be listening to that shit. That nigga hard, bro.
X4 shit. But again, even Foley, top members are involved in internal conflicts in this section. Now, Touche was on probation at this time of the robbery for vandalism or some bullshit like that. And since he couldn't shake that gang enhancement and he was the one that flashed the pistol, he got hit with 23 years straight. He been down since 2010 and he ain't seen a light of day since. He had 3 years for the robbery, 10-year gang enhancement, 10-year gun enhancement. He was also 21 at the time. He 36 now. Like I said, he never got a chance to see the light of day, and he was denied parole in 2024. But he's seemingly on the last leg of his bid, and he probably gonna be coming home soon, man. He's currently in Wasco right now. But Foley, on the other hand, he originally got sentenced in 2011 to 21 years. But he seemingly was able to beat the gun enhancement since Touche was the one that had the pistol. He wasn't able to dodge the gang enhancement, but he ended up only serving 6 years from 2010 and got out March 2017. But when he got out with 2 strikes. And this how we end up on August 6th, 2017. Just 5 months after he was released from that situation he had with Touche. He meets a dude named Michael Coleman out of Redondo Beach with one of his homies. Now he ended up striking a deal with Michael Coleman for 50 pounds of weed. He tell Coleman that 2 of his homies want to buy the weed. You know, they probably worked a little middleman deal out. But Coleman said, all right, come with 70 racks. And Coleman must have really trusted this dude because he called Foley and said he had that. And Foley said him and his people was on their way. So when they got to Coleman's spot from Redondo Beach, and we will say, Foley did not implicate nobody in this case, man. He didn't tell on nobody, he stayed solid. But he pulled up in the S550 and 2 dudes, John Doe 1 and 2 and a female.
50 pounds, 70 racks, you sell each, I mean, what kind of pounds was they? You gonna sell each pound for 2G or even 1,500. It's still a score. But I don't think they had no intentions on paying for the peas. Let's see.
Pulled up in a white Denali. So Foley and the 2 dudes ended up going into Coleman's apartment with the plug in there, a dude named George Manna. And it said that Foley and Coleman bought the trash bags out the back with the work. And at this point, the 2 dudes that came with Foley pulled out and Coleman tried to run. They busted shot in the apartment and end up gaffling Coleman up. Now, George Manna said he saw Foley pull a gun out. Coleman, he's already on the floor. He said he ain't see Foley with a gun. And he said when the dudes pulled out, Foley sounded surprised. But George Manna wasn't going for it. He said he seen Foley pull the gun out. But nonetheless, they ended up zip tying both of these dudes. And you know, he ended up catching 1st-degree burglary for this. But he's lucky he didn't get that false imprisonment. You know, that false imprisonment and that next level of that kidnapping, that shit come with that elbow, man. You know, with them zip ties, that shit's a very dangerous game. But either way, man, like I said, they ended up zip tying these dudes up and getting off with the peas. But in actuality, they didn't even have to tie these dudes up. It said that Coleman had a fake shotgun. He got out the zip ties when they ran out the house and tried to come outside with the fake shotgun. But when he get outside, he didn't see these dudes, so he looked at the parking spot where Foley pulled up. He said they arguing over the peas outside. And Foley looked up and see Coleman got out his restraints and he got on. But shit was all bad for Foley again, man. He left his cell phone and his wallet on.
So you telling me they get the peas, they already ushering the peas to the van, then they decide to draw like, yeah, man, it's a lit, man, we don't got 70K. And they could have just skeet it off, like, yeah, we in the car, like, bro, hold on, we finna go get the money. Ah, that's all he would have heard. But then they get to arguing outside over the peas.
On the coffee table inside of Coleman's house. So this is how shit has went left for Foley, and this is why everybody's heard so much about these county jail stories. Since 2010, he's only been out for 5 months. Pretty much his whole adult life has been in jail.
I didn't do that to your homie. I would know. I would let you know how I I'm positive. I'm positive, bro. Yeah, we would go everywhere down. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to know.
But this situation right here is what landed him his third strike. Like I said, he already had 2. This was his third one. They ended up getting him 26 years to life. 25 for the 3 striker, plus 1 for the gang enhancement, man. And like I said, he's currently in high desert right now, not eligible for...
He seen the hoe in blood. As soon as he get to tell him, I swear, I promise, I ain't do that to y'all. Like, bro, what the... Y'all damn near the... I don't know. Fo was in there kind of hub. Brother, like, he had a little size at least to defend his fucking show.
For parole till 2035. But something else we seen from him since he was behind them walls was a lawsuit against them jailhouse deputies, man. And this is just crazy because we've heard so much about his jail stories, his fights, the modules that he's running, just everything that's going on. And he ended up filing a lawsuit for $450,000 against LA County for a violation of his civil rights in this motherfucker. So like I said, he did that move on August 6th, 2017. He ended up getting gaffled up August 24th, 2017 and hitting the county again. Now with him spending so much time on that last stint in the county, a lot of people was for sure waiting for him to come back, man. And it was clearly the deputies and the Bloods waiting to get up on this dude when he got up in there. So it said that like a year later, after he went back in, between August 28th and August 29th, 2018, the deputies came up to him while he was in 4700 and ordered him to exit his cell because one of his homies had some food that they wanted to share with him. He said he was the only one to come out. And at that point, they took him over to 4800 where they said they had a cell open for him and the cell was completely blacked out, all dark. They had ordered the lights to be turned off in that motherfucker. So when he get in the cell, he said it's 2 Bloods in the cell with weapons. Man, these dudes produced their weapons on him, ended up poking and whooping on him. And this is what's alleged in the lawsuit. And they were seemingly trying to take Foley out. And I would say if they had killed him, we wouldn't even be hearing about this situation. They would have cleaned that shit all the way up. Because it said that when them dudes finished whooping on him, they was giving them extra food and just some extra love and shit for setting Foley up. Now, I believe he was able to win this case, man, and was able to take home that whole $450,000.
The whole $450,000, it was well deserved. They was trying to line forward for the free throw. Definitely was trying to get him killed in there. A black cell with 2 Bloods with weapons. It's crazy. And we already hear about how they be getting down. It's the whole police system. At this point, we all know these who frequent, who done been. Nigga, you know it be some diabolical, illegal shit going on, and they still acting like it's a justice system. Shit crazy.
But, you know, he got a long road home, man. Hopefully he can make it home and be able to enjoy that shit. Because clearly, when he got out the first time, for that 5 months, he had to set that move up because he's trying to get back on his feet. This 450 will definitely have him on his feet. So hopefully, if he make it out, he ain't got to crash out again. You know what I'm saying? But another thing that he's definitely known for is the situation that he allegedly had with Munchie B. Now, Munchie B was in the county at the same time with Foley. Now, I believe at this time he was in there for a grand theft, which is the charge I believe he ended up going to prison over. But in 2010, Munchie had went down June 9th. And like I said, October, Foley and Touche was up in there. But that whole shit with the peanut butter, man, we never gonna hear the true story about that. Unless somebody, a grown man, sits on here and gives a description on what Munchie B ass looked like. And then somebody else produces an image of Munchie B's ass. And niggas wanna sit here and connect the dots on this man's ass. We ain't never gonna know the fucking truth behind the peanut butter situation between Foley or the 60s and Munchie B. That's something that's gonna go on forever. We've heard everybody talk about it, and it's just time to leave it alone. It don't matter if you say you was there. It don't matter if you say you was the one that did it. At this point, nobody gonna believe it. So I think that's a situation that can be deaded, man. I'm gonna keep it 100. Whether it happened or not, I don't know. I wasn't there. But Munchie B, his situations with the Foleys are truly personal. We done seen how he spoke on 4 Extra. We see the situation currently with him and C-Star. We hear about the alleged situation with him and Foley. Munchie B's situation with the Foleys is deeper than a lot of us knows, man, or what everybody's paying attention to.
Or I'm just gonna focus on the Foleys. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on the Foleys. I'm gonna just go from Crenshaw to Fig up and down Vernon. I'm gonna just get the bothering everybody, right, and shake this shit up. And to somebody smart or older from Foleys, tell this little crystal meth head in the cell, get off the phone. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it'd be crazy, right? Because I done did a couple of reactions on videos about the situation, and every time it don't sit well. You get me? Like, I mean, you know, I feel similar to how Rap News Street Politics feel about the shit, man. Let's move forward. You understand me?
Because I'll wake shit up. I don't think Foley won't you talking crazy, and he got all this time, and he'll get brought to the yard, to the Crip table to get politicked on, because, you know, he not squeaky clean. We get to talking about all this shit with Officer Garmy, you know what I'm saying, back in 2018. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is give me some content.
You know, some may have a recency bias and think that it's just 4 Extra in this whole shit, but we have to rewind the clock back to Red Bull and the Stink Team. Now, Red Bull was killed by a dude from Foleys named Arlington Blue, or AB. Jaden Boyd, who was also a member of the Stink Team, as well as a second gunman who was from the Hunters. But nonetheless, the Foleys was involved in that. And Arlington Blue also tried to put the shooting of a dude named Seven Flame on the Stink Team as well. I think that claim was debunked by the dudes that he was trying to implicate in that situation. But nonetheless, it's a lot of history between the families and the Foleys. And there's also Spody Face. Not the Spody Face everybody know about that's alive right now, but in jail. I'm talking about Jeremiah Shaw. He was also a top member from Foley Crip. Now, we heard C-Star speak on it recently where he said that when Spody Face was killed, the Inglewood families had said that they won the summer.
The day my brother died, nigga, Cuz posted, nigga, the Inglewood families won this summer. Oh, 410 in the world was sending me that, so now all you dumbass niggas, y'all have been trolling me since that happened, nigga, with the all you next, nigga, we gonna do, niggas ain't did nothing to me, nigga, on the Crip, but
they said it was up. Everybody knew Spody Face was a top member. He was killed August 13th, 2016. But his situation, he was up at that Roscoe's that used to be on Pico. He was off Pico and Orange. Now that's in the Mansfield's hood, Gangsta Crips. But everybody know anybody can be at Roscoe's. We seen what happened to P&B Rock at Roscoe's. Now we know that P&B Rock situation happened in the 8-7s, but all Roscoe's draw attention. Nothing new.
Yeah, rest in peace, P&B Rock. I don't know, man. I still can't gather why he was up in there trying to get some food. But, you know, LA got that feeling to it a little bit. It'd be like, it'd be calm, but it could happen, though, hella quick. The houses be nice and hella shit. It could happen, though, hella quick.
So, it could have been some dudes from families up there, and it said that an altercation broke out, and Spody Face ended up getting shot in the head on Pico and Orange. Now, it said whoever he was with seemingly panicked. They drove all the way from Midtown back to their hood, where police found Spody Face in a Chrysler by 43rd and 6th Ave. And that's where they took him to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Now, like I said, Spody Face was another top member from Foleys. We even seen another dude named Tyrone Foster from Foleys. He had shot up that barbershop on 55th and Vermont, where the Hoovers and the Troubles be at. He ended up killing somebody up there, and when he went on trial, Spody Face had already died, and he tried to pin the murder on Spody Face. Now, we spoke on that a couple times, whether y'all think that's snitching or not, trying to pin a murder on the dead homie. But that's what he tried to do with Spody Face's name. He said that Spody Face was known to carry that 4.5, and that he admitted to him that he did the murder to try to beat his murder. But nonetheless, Spody Face was a big name over there, and C-Star is alluding to the Inglewood families taking credit for that. And then we have the vendetta between Munchie B and the Stink Team again. Where
I think C-Star told that story too on the live he had with Mika. when they did their interview, I think her channel Mika Love, but she did an interview with C-Star, and he was describing, you know, how he's, you know, the situation.
He said he kicked Draco while he was down. Now, hey, that's some crazy shit, Munchie. You know, I think that Brown got to stay out of niggas' cups when they on this podcast and YouTube shit. You got to put that liquor down. That's some crazy ass statements. Ain't no way you talking about you kicked somebody while the nigga was murdered. That's crazy. You know, hey, you know, we not gonna look
on record disrespecting my homie, rest in peace. He can't talk back, but you disrespecting him. You know what I'm saying?
Long live Red Bull, man.
Long live Red Bull. So, you know, and when he passed, I mean, I kicked him while he was down, literally. You know what I'm saying? And took shots at him. And now, how his people feel? You know what I'm saying?
Now, I hope that was a figure of speech. But like I said, I think it's a lot of animosity that Munchie B specifically has for the Foleys with all of these dudes that we seeing. So I think even in that situation where Brick was entertaining him, maybe Brick didn't pay attention to the situations that Munchie B was having with the Foleys to even have an interview with Munchie B like that. But it still remains, man. What we seeing with the Foleys right now with this betrayal, Expo on some nasty shit, I'm not gonna lie, man. With LLC and off the back, what he said recently in the interview.
Hey, shout out Rap News Street Politics, the best hood channel on YouTube. You understand me? Yeah, bro. I definitely this shit was informative, to say the least. We gonna tap into next the Baby Bree Braves, that Denver Lane and Denver Lane and I think for what another video, bro. They breaking it down. The B Braves story, but yeah, I didn't know the Stink team was like had like, you know, hella Crip members. You know what I'm saying? But I guess this shit crazy, but yeah, I definitely think he was talking about figurative when he was saying kicked him when he was down. Rest in peace to Ruler. Rest in peace everybody who lost their life. Spody Face, rest in peace to him. Condolences to his peoples. Everybody who Red Bull. Everybody who lost their life, bro, that was mentioned in this shit. This terrible. You know what I'm saying? But we on to the next one, bro.
Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later.